Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to the sixth session of the Gang campaign of Cyberpunk Red. This campaign is one of two that are running in a shared universe. What that means is that what one group does in Night City could end up affecting the other. Now, that said, you don't need to have watched the Thursday game of Cyberpunk Red to enjoy this one, but if you do want to play catch up, the VODs are on YouTube and most of the popular podcast solutions. I don't really have much in the way of announcements this week, other than I have two new games starting up tomorrow. One is a Black Crusade game of Warhammer 40k. That's going to be at 2 p.m. on Sunday or tomorrow. I also
Nice.
have a Star Trek Romulan campaign starting at 9 p.m. Sunday. So if you're interested in that sort of
Oh.
thing, come check it out. But yeah, I figure we're just going to get started. So let's just go ahead and have everyone run through, introduce themselves, introduce their characters, starting with Celadon.
It's Celadon time. I'm Celadon, and I am a uh, I'm a virtual streamer, sort of like ELH here. Only it's a bit more full time for me than I'm sure that he does from time to time, but that's how it
Yeah,
goes.
poser.
But I travel between the real world and cyberspace to play games and hang out and have fun with everybody. I play the party's netrunner, Phoenix, and um, I like the new house rules. I don't feel as gimped. Let's just put it that way.
Hmm.
Also, I thought you were running 3. What happened to the other game?
Unfortunately, it folded due to scheduling issues. So
Ah, okay. I figured
yeah,
I figured it was just scheduling problems, which it happens.
yeah, it happens. But
So,
yeah, Hacks, you're up next.
Hey, I'm Hax. I'm here. Happy to be here. Always here. I play Imago, local resident medical malpractitioner. That's a word. I'm the party's med tech. At least I try really, really hard to be. Local college dropout, making things work. Yeah, that's all there's to say about me.
Sweet, Profess, what do you got going on?
I'm Professor X across the internet. I play Duke, a rocker boy who looks suspiciously like David Bowie. And I have no idea what happened to my body and or mind because I was not here last session.
We'll get to
Bender.
that in a moment. And then certainly last but not least, Cal.
Hello, I'm Calevra, aka Mad Dog in Discord. I play Judge, who is the group's solo. He's a hot-headed Uruguayan Latino. However, he's still out for cash, and who knows? Maybe something will fall or explode today.
Little column A, little column B. And if you don't know me by now, I'm ELH the Game Master. And with that, let me fire up some ambient music. Of course, yell at me if it is too loud. But today's session is going to start in the shared apartment that everybody has, specifically in Duke's room. And I believe, Amago, you had something to share with our lovely individual Duke.
Oh, of course, of course. So Duke, just imagine you're all, cozied up in your, nice, like, imported Japanese linen, like duvet, dreaming about whatever it is you dream about, though knowing, those illicit brain dances you may or may not have participated in, it can't be anything good. And I imagine, sometime between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., you just kind of roll over and all of a sudden you're thrust from your dreams by just the sound of 100 dying rubber chickens. Your body just compresses a pure mat of like just thick plastic rubber chickens, formless eyes, all just staring back at you as you wake up. All of them screaming.
Gloves.
Duke's awake.
Excellent.
I guess from the other room, you all hear.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck!
Morning, sunshine.
Duke's awake. Excellent.
I will stagger out. The door will open, and you will see me, in a proper, like, I guess the closest comparison to our modern times would be a tequila bender, clothes all misaligned and hair ruffled, but still surprisingly stylish. and I will immediately go to light a cigarette. What in the living fuck has happened to my digs?
Looks like the chicken guy got you good.
Damn. It be like that sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, does it? Does he have a fucking key? Because somebody must have let him in.
Dude, it was like that when we got here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, great fucking security system we've got here.
It's the ghost of chickens past, sir.
Hey
I'm
man,
probably
look at
gonna
the bright
have to deal
side.
with 2 more ghosts this evening and tomorrow. It's fine.
No. Let me go ahead, Judge. Tell me what the fucking bright side of this is.
Well, you don't need an alarm clock anymore. You know, you just gotta roll to the right side, and you know you gotta wake up. It's good. It's good. It keeps you on your toes.
All right, I'll consider that next time you're dreaming away in the arms of Morpheus, and I decide to test one of your grenade launchers. How about that?
Hey, be my guest, my man. Be my guest. Anyway, morning, breakfast time, isn't it? I'm hankering for some kiwi flavored kibble and a little bit of water. Breakfast is champions. Who wants some?
I can't join you. I've got to go downstairs and find a gasoline drum.
Probably check your car first.
Why?
I mean, if you got your room, it's probably like a clever distraction, you know? While you're all pissed about the room, he then goes to your car, sticks something up in there. While you're down there, he comes back into the room, and then it's an endless cycle of chickens. And pain, but, you know, that's kind of implied by the chickens part.
I mean, it couldn't be any worse than, you know, what's his name?
If I don't come back here, up here to the apartment in the next 10 minutes, just assume that I have gotten in the car, that I've driven away at high speed, and I will return 3 days later, covered in blood, and with a surprisingly effective alibi. Right? Just want to make that clear.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like my dad.
Just going to gloss over that.
I mean, it could be worse. He's actually saying he's coming back.
True.
Yeah. Don't bring blood to our doorstep, mate.
So I will head downstairs and check out my car, I guess. Go to the garage.
All right, so you go to check out your car, and you give it the once-over. You check the glove compartment, you check the trunk, you check the engine, you check the undercarriage, you check the wheels, you check the brakes, you check literally every moving part on your vehicle. No rubber chickens.
I don't trust this. All right.
And yeah, while you're doing that, I think, Judge, you had something to bring up with everybody. And Duke, you can join the conversation when you feel is appropriate. But I think you had something regarding Arya and Boss that you learned about last time.
That's right. Yeah. So whilst I'm scooping up my kibble and pretty much just kind of really quickly chug it in and say, well, I had an interesting conversation at the Second Life, Phoenix. Are you familiar with someone called Boss?
Take that as a no.
Right.
You can
so
say that.
I met this person, she offered me a grand sum for Arya's head.
Oh yeah.
And you see, I'm strapped for cash, as I think, well, most of us are. To be completely frank, Arya fucked us, didn't she? She gave us that Biotechnica job that landed us deep in shit, and I mean literally. And I kind of take a glance at our medtech friend, mi amigo. You know, it wasn't the primest of jobs. We were pretty much just sent to the slaughterhouse. So I'd really like to know what the fuck was up with that. And, you know, 5,000 eddies is not a bad sum.
Let me in.
You hear
So
Duke at the door.
As I pace I open the door. Yeah, Duke, I was just saying there's an opportunity for us to be richer. How do you feel
Yeah,
about...
that's great and everything. Help me with this gasoline drum, please.
Wait, what?
Are you gonna
Where
fucking
did
burn
you,
the
where did
chickens
you get
here in the living
gasoline
room?
from?
Get into the fucking alley, man. What are you bringing this up here for?
It's a cleaning solution. Now help me move it.
Right, I'll help.
And I'll lift it and move it into the room, and I will put that down and close the door and make sure that it's locked, sealed.
Well, as I
Right.
was saying, it's either that Borg's head or that Borg can make a better offer. Now, Phoenix, I don't want to go behind your back. I know you guys got history. So I wanted to know your take. What do you
Well,
think?
I'll be 100% honest when I say that that's not the only Biotechnica. Well, not the only time that Biotechnica was involved that didn't end up fucking us over. Anytime we've had any dealings, and by we I mean my former team, had anything to do with Biotechnica, we ran into a lot of really dumb shit, and it was all pretty much a setup by Arasaka.
Right.
So wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past the point that this other Biotechnica gig that happened to be linked to Arya ended up getting fucked over because Arasaka caught wind of it because Arya had something to do with it. I don't know that it was Arya's fault specifically, but that maybe somebody has been tapping Arya and she just doesn't realize it. And I feel like maybe we give her a chance to sort of figure something out, because at this point, I'm kind of on board with the idea of maybe we just use her as bait. Because if she's really that important to Arasaka, and by extension, Boss and Yancha, I think we could really make some good money off of all of this from both sides.
That was similar to what I was thinking of. I mean, the job is very simple. Kill her, get 2-5, or bring her in alive to the second life for 5k. So, of course, I'm all in for the money. So that's the offer that I've got. Of course, yes, boss is tied to Arasaka, and corporate agendas, yada yada yada. The same old. But how can we play both sides? How can we come out on top? Now, I was thinking, the Second Life is conveniently located in the same building as our loose end from our previous job at the Starry Night. I hope everybody remembers Mr. Fingers, right?
I wish I didn't.
Yes, so I believe Fingers has an outstanding element. Is there not a debt that you owe him, mi amigo?
Unfortunately. And actually, I have a question about that for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Do people actually like Fingers? Like, when you think Fingers, like in the upstanding Ripper Doc community, do people actually like him?
In certain circles. Meaning that
By
as a whole,
certain-
probably not.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, by certain circles, you probably mean anyone that has more than a million eddies in their back pocket on a regular basis.
Mhm.
So,
The rich and privileged.
It's like, I'm not about, shooting someone in the back after, they let us into a mansion or nothing, but I'm just saying, not a lot of people would be mad if he just disappeared. Frankly, I think we'd all benefit if, one finger went missing.
so that's exactly my point, right? So I say 2 birds, or 2 fuckers with 1 bomb. Let's fucking demolish that building.
Hold
with
on.
both of them in there.
That sounds like a high collateral damage risk. I ain't above shooting someone in the back of the head, but a bullet's it's like a dear so and so, but a bomb is to whom it may concern. We're not just taking out those 2; we're taking out every person in that building.
Well, buildings collapse on a daily basis. A bomb cleans up. That's my point.
That's all well and good, but I've still got one question.
If this is about the chickens, save it for later, mate.
Why does
No,
the apartment smell like gasoline?
Please, I'm going through a little spring cleaning. My question is, what the fuck are we talking about? Because my head is on fire right now.
Right. Let me break it down. So
Just give me the Reader's Digest version. Just.
So it looks like Arya, this full Borg conversion that got us that gig at Biotechnica, has a beef or a history with Boss. It seems both of them represent corporations, be it Boss on the Arasaka side and Arya on the Militech side. Given that the corporations in itself are at war, they too are at war against each other. So Boss has made me an offer to bring her Arya's head, preferably in a live state, for a decent sum of money. However, Arasaka, fuck those guys. And honestly, Militech, fuck those guys too. But I'm sniffing an opportunity here. I'm thinking about calling Arya.
That might be the gasoline.
I'm thinking about calling Arya, letting her know that there's a price in her head, and that we can make that problem disappear for a modest sum. If she beats the 5,000. And how do we do that? Well, we'll need her corporation. I can get her to somehow admit a meeting with me at the Second Life related to some biz. And I'll let Boss know that Arya will be coming, unbeknownst to her. So she should set the trap that will guarantee Boss's place in situ. And then we just blow the fucking building.
Okay, I don't want you to be angry, but I'm going to need you to repeat all of that.
I will repeat it again. I said blow the fucking building. I mean, am I stuttering?
That's all I need to know. That's all right. That's fine.
What if we? There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. What if we surgical strike this, where we get them in the same room, we get the money from Boss, and we get the money from Arya to protect her, and then we just blow Boss away, and then I go upstairs and then beat the shit out of Fingers, and we just leave.
That puts us in a very exposed position, if I may say so, from a tactical standpoint. Ideally, I want to get rid of any connection to us. This is a cleanup job, and we get the benefit of having an additional payout. So if you really want to roll in again, Fingers, beat the shit out of him, walk out, and expect not to be caught by security cameras, witnesses, and other people that can place you once more, you're just asking for trouble down the line. I prefer a more clean slate solution. Tabula rasa.
That's another thing. Who the fuck is Fingers?
Oh, Fingers, yes. You go ahead. Tell him, Imago.
Okay, so long story short, we broke into a mansion, but we needed security keys from a guy who worked there. His name was Fingers. He's kind of like how do I put this? He's like the Ed Gein of Ripper Docs. No one really likes him. He's just there. Do you know who Ed Gein is? Old guy, old dude, super old dude. Cut people up, turn them into lampshades. Long story short, he's a Ripper Doc who. His cyberware is essentially it's like stapling several pieces of heavy machinery that don't actually belong together onto your arm, and then he charges you extra for it. No one really likes him, and he kind of overcharged just because, well, it doesn't matter why. Long story short, I owe him money, and I don't want to owe him money.
All right, yeah, you're burying the lead
pay
there.
him.
So again, I mean, just making it micro. Walking into Fingers' office, you deal with Fingers, his security systems, you deal with the security systems of Second Life, all of the bosses back up. It's just so complicated, man. Just blow the fucking building. Who cares about some people?
I want to, but I also don't want to commit an act of domestic terrorism. So
well,
you gotta get caught for that.
Potato gasoline, whatever. It's the same thing.
No, no,
You're
Hey,
talking.
you're
And
not wrong.
we can actually put that gasoline canister to very good use.
Look, I don't know if it's just a hangover talking, but I'm with Judge on this one. Just blow the fucking floor up.
Well, tell you what. You can do that, but would you be mad if I helped some people who had nothing to do with this not be in the building at the time?
I mean, if you want to clear out
Sure.
the civilians, by all means, take the
Yeah,
time.
fuck it.
We'll give
Okay,
you
I'm
what,
on board.
2 minutes? 2
Two-
minutes?
Yeah, I don't. Give me 130. I can do this. I did P90Xs back in my high school days. I got this.
Well. Let's again not get ahead of ourselves, right? First, there's several steps that need to be taken here. We need to talk to Arya, get her on board. I don't have plastic explosive. I don't know if any of you guys do.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
all
don't destroy the chickens. We might pin this shit on the chicken fucker.
I just want to be clear here. You want to set up an explosion in a building, and you want to pin it on chicken fucker. I just wanted to be clear on that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna fill the chickens with C4.
Go on,
and,
I'm
God.
listening.
and we can and we can use the note, the little note that I don't know if you still have it. That said, next time it's
course I
gonna be
fucking have
C4. Yeah, next time it's gonna be C4. We can just leave it in some convenient place where the NCPD will find it, and oh yeah, it's written by him. He's got all the digital fingerprints or whatever the fuck. Again, three problems with one bomb. I mean, it all
All
works
right.
out.
When do we leave?
Can I just make a quick note here to just sort of put out that this is all coming out of Judge?
Yes.
I'm just saying. Is anyone
You have
no
worried
fa-
that
you
this
have
is
no
a
faith in
dream
my
and we're just
plans.
gonna wake up.
Do you want to spend the afternoon with me hand dissolving 100 rubber chickens in a fucking gasoline drum, or do you want to blow up a building?
Well,
My man.
as you say that, I have a very important question. Who among you would have a Nokia ringtone? I mean, like the old, like Mad TV, like sketch
That would
ringtone, if you know
probably
that
be
one.
Judge out of anybody, honestly.
Probably
Yeah,
Judge.
I got a Nokia 3310. That's my burner phone. Yeah,
There
actually
you
the
go.
one that we called Arya from.
Gotcha. So, in an obnoxiously loud ringtone, it begins ringing.
Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Answer that, please.
All right. I look at the display. Is it a number that I know?
Nope. And caller ID is not telling you who it is.
I'll pick up and put it on my ear, not on speaker at the time. Yeah, who's this?
And the voice on the other end is it's a woman, but it's a very no-nonsense woman. She seems to be very direct, and she says, "You don't know me, but you know one of my contacts, Teflon. Is this correct?"
Yeah, it is.
I tried reaching Teflon earlier today. He was not answering, so I thought I would call one of his associates. In short, I represent a certain interest that would like to get their hands on an item. For successful delivery of this item, I'm willing to give you and your associates a grand total of 1,000 ebb apiece.
Hold on. Let me put you in speaker. And I press the speaker button.
Mhm.
Could you repeat that, please?
And she does. She basically says, "Hey, you get an item for me, I'll pay you 1,000.
What item are we talking about?
Well, first I need to understand that you are willing to accept the job, and then I will go into details.
Can you make it 1,000 ebb and 5 kilos of plastic explosive?
Then there's a noticeable pause, and they say, "I do not know where I could get my hands on plastic explosives, but I do know a contact who you could contact about such a thing. Let's say 1,000 and the contact details. How does that sound?"
I kind of glance at the group and say, yeah, fine by me.
Big shruggies, but whatever.
Teflon would have asked for more.
Yeah, I'm not the
Uh,
fixture man. I
so-
don't smooth talk and shit.
No, that's fine.
Judge,
So,
can I speak to you in private, please? Could you maybe and I'll gesture towards the phone to like cut the speaker off.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mute it. I don't know. Can you even mute Nokia's?
Maybe.
Whatever.
You just
Maybe.
basically like
Yeah,
put
no
it under a
explain.
pillow or something.
Yeah.
All right, so there was apparently some concern earlier that it was going to be a fucking humanitarian crisis to blow up a building. But when they ask us to smuggle God knows what, everybody's on board.
Listen, I'm not here for moral compass and shit. You know, I'm here to get paid. It's Night City. Life is harsh. People die. I don't care.
We should probably know what the fuck it is. I mean, what is it? Flesh-eating virus? Like nuclear material?
Sure. I mean, if you want to ask the question, go ahead, man.
I don't want to get
I
mutant
don't care.
cancer from whatever it is we're smuggling.
That is a fair point.
Let me talk to this lady.
Yeah. You do the talking, man. I'm no good at negotiating shit.
So you pull the pillow off of the phone.
Yeah, sorry about that. Listen, love, I've got a couple of questions I'd like to ask before we move further in on this deal. Is that all right?
Go ahead.
Okay, question one. This is a simple one. Can you at least tell us the sort of item we are supposed to be acquiring for you? Is it military in nature? Is it biological?
It is a mechanical part to something.
Right, okay. Is this mechanical part to be used in a military application?
It has many applications. Is part of that military? Yes. But is it just military? No.
Ask
Alright.
if it's radioactive.
My second question, is there any chance this part could give us all mutant cancer?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, we'll do it.
What's the catch? What's the resistance? Any tactical deets?
Yeah, well, now that you've accepted the job, I do not mind telling you what it is you're picking up. In short, you will be headed to the Triple P warehouse located on 5th and Weston. There, you will be acquiring an encabulator.
What?
An encabulator.
I kind of glance at him. I go, fuck?
Okay, would I know what this is?
Do you have, you've got education. Go ahead and roll me education.
Okay.
He's a college dropout.
He
Yeah,
got
that's
pretty
fair.
far. He got pretty far.
Yeah, it depends when he dropped out, right?
Yeah.
17. Ah, okay.
Nice.
All right,
I will also
so...
roll it just in case. But
Yeah, I'll say
I'm
go ahead and
sure
roll
that's-
it. See what you get. 15. All right, so Imago, I'm actually going to give you a handout here. This handout is a passage you remember from a lecture. And
Okay.
how you deliver this is entirely up to you. You should now see a lecture
All right.
handout. And we're just going to all watch him as his face just goes, what the fuck?
My face just drops, and I was like, "Fuck! God damn it! I knew I shouldn't have taken that."
Or
class.
is it the mutant cancer? Tell me straight.
No, it's not mutant cancer. It's just. I'm trying to find a way to explain this without sounding really, really stupid.
Make it stupid so
Make
that I
it
can understand.
No, I mean, like, I don't want to say it's a thing that does a thing with a transmission, but that's all I can say about this. Oh, God damn you,
Transmission.
could
Okay.
just-
Dr. Singe. Why were you such a shit professor? Okay. Okay, I remember specifically in his lecture. In his lecture, he did say that it takes a transmission, right? And then it takes the current from that transmission, and then I think it can like either just deliver it normally or take the inverse of it and then deliver that to something else. Think of it like a really overly
Switch.
complicated power converter, a switch. Yeah, and the thing is, it's one of those things where you can either really overcomplicate it and use it for like particle accelerators or Gauss cannon, something
Can it
stupid
melt
like that.
your brain?
No, unless it's connected to something that can. It cannot in and of itself melt your brain. However, it can be as complicated as one of those things, or as simple as a light switch. So it's one of the, unless we see what it is, it's either going to be really, really big or really, really small and annoying.
Yeah, that's a really good question. What's the size? We need to plan for transportation of this item. It's twofold, and I actually asked this to the lady on the phone. I need to know, you mentioned acquire. Ergo, I assume acquire by any means necessary from someone who doesn't want us to acquire this. So any information you can provide on resistance, location, security would be beneficial. And secondly, size of the item so that we know what we have to prepare for.
My understanding is that Triple P has 3 models of turbo of encabulators. There's the retro encabulator, the regular encabulator, and the turbo encabulator. Depending on which encabulator you bring me, or at least bring to the drop-off point, I will add additional rewards, but if you bring me just the retro encabulator, that is your flat 1,000. However, the sizes vary drastically. As far as I'm aware, the retro encabulator only is about the size of a shoebox, whereas the turbo encabulator, you're going to need a truck or a vehicle to move.
I kind of glance at Duke. How's the car?
Car is fine, thankfully.
Okay.
If it can fit in the trunk, we've got it.
Just rope the trunk shut. I used to do that
Well,
with this sofa.
We should get all 3. How much is the bonus we're talking about for the turbo? To see if it's worth the hassle.
3,000 ebb each.
Ooh. So
And
the
at this
turbo
point,
is 3. The retro is 1,000.
Before we go any further, those of you that might have any inclination as to economics, anything that would be trade related, I would like you all to roll a business here if you've got it. And if you don't got it, you can still roll business, you just don't have a bonus to it. All right, a 13, a 15. Anyone else caring to roll?
I rolled a 10.
I missed the 10. All right. Oh, I see now. You all rolled at once. That's I was like, why am I?
10, 13, 13, 15. I'm the one that rolled the highest.
All right. So everybody but Judge, it occurs to you that something like this is either really expensive, that you could probably just steal and sell in the black market for more. But at the same time, if it's that expensive, it's probably a hot item, meaning getting rid of it and hiding it will also be an issue. And without Teflon here to sort of provide the fixer hookup, you're kind of left wondering whether or not it's better to just accept the job or just go steal an encabulator.
I have an idea.
Well, the job gives us security, right? We steal it, and the storing and all the rest of that crap is handled by the client.
Mm-hmm.
Put your hand over the speaker for a second.
They've put the pillow back
Put
up.
the pillow. Put the pillow on.
What if we just get the thing, and assuming we're not being trailed, we just hide it in the apartment for a bit, and then tell them that, you know, there was a layover we're going to have the next day, and then once Teflon gets back from, you know, his super secret operation, he can tell us how much things are worth, and we can decide if we want to hand it in or, you know, cut the line.
So you're saying we steal the retro?
Oh, we're not stealing it. We're not stealing it. We're just holding it over.
No. Yeah. What I mean is, we actually try to get all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And we
100%.
just give the retro for a solid 1,000 to the client, fulfill our contract, and keep the other 2.
Yes.
And sell them on the black market with Teflon's help.
Yes.
I'm down with that.
One problem. So we've got these other 2 items, and we drive them back to the place where we live.
Yeah, we should find another spot. Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't want to bring any heat down on this place because I don't know about you, but I don't want to fucking move.
Says the guy who's bringing a giant drum of gasoline up to deal with
True.
chickens.
True.
And gets the chickens in the house, man. Come on, you're bringing your shit to our doorstep.
I brought the fucking drum up because I believe in maintaining this abode, this home.
Gasoline. Okay.
This is an upscale con app, man. Act like an upscale con app, dude.
Actually, it's a bad idea. Never mind. Fuck it. I just want to see what this thing looks like first. See if, if we get it out, no problem. Nobody sees us, then it shouldn't be such a big deal, It's one of those, like, fail-safes where if we have heat, then we're fucked, but...
It's Night City. We're always being watched.
Do we know who Triple P is?
You
find
may roll
out.
me a local expert if you would care to figure out who Triple P is.
I have no idea who Triple P is. Is this warehouse in the combat zone? In that case, I can roll.
Let me actually just very briefly put us on Night City. So you guys are over in Little Europe. This location that you've been given is in the Upper Marina.
All right, so yeah.
So this is just gonna be a straight in because I don't have. You said local.
Local expert should be one of your default skills. You should at least have 2 points in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you have to specify.
What's local, like the borough
Yeah,
or
right.
the area, right? So that's why
What's
I
local
got
to you?
combat zone in there. So I know shit about the combat zone, but no
Yeah,
fucking
like
clue
mine
about
is
marine.
mine is your home. That's the only one that I got.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, it would just be a
So it'd
flat.
just be a straight int. Okay,
straight
let me
in
roll
here.
that then, yeah. 11. Yeah, no.
Yeah, nothing for Phoenix, unfortunately. Anybody else want to attempt the roll? A 12.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I'm not even gonna bother.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
great.
actually, Judge, roll me another D10 because you crit that. Very nice.
Did it not roll?
No, it didn't. Didn't roll the crit die. All right, so
Well,
a total
20
of 24.
24.
So of
good.
all people, Judge
Why
actually.
is Judge being the fixer today?
Of all people, Judge, you actually remember Triple P, and you remember them because of a jingle on one of their TV ads. It goes a little something like this, and I'm not going to actually sing for you, but they say something like,
Aw.
"We at Triple P believe in
Do
the
it.
3 Ps. We believe in planning, preparation, and precision."
Weren't those the guys? Triple P, planning, prep, and P something.
Right. Yeah. It was like that, but on key.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's the jingle, man. Wasn't there on the fucking TV ads or?
So
I remember them.
Electronics big box or something? That sounds awful. Whatever. Like, if we're just grabbing it from a store, it's not like it is a specific person. That's like an in and out thing, right?
Well,
Oh, I mean-
it would be, but I get the really bad feeling we're dealing with quantum mechanics here. So it could be, oh yeah, it's in the store, but it's in the back room in a safe, guarded by a big, heavy-set, like overconfident manager with a 44. So
Or it's already
Oh.
hooked up somewhere and we gotta fucking unhook it. So yeah, that'll
I
be
can do
fun.
that.
Come on.
Because one thing I learned, if anything, is if you unplug enough things, eventually you can move it. So
Oh,
be no
tell you what, why don't we tell the lady that we accept the gig and
Let's
just
get the gig.
drive over.
oh, she's still on the line. Oh shit! Yeah, just
Yeah, we've been
tell her when-
discussing this for the last 2 minutes in silence. Just get her off the
Yeah,
web.
yeah, tell her we're good. Tell her we're gonna do it.
We'll take
Yeah.
it. Send us the deeds. We'll figure out the rest on our own.
That's right.
And
Did you hear that, lady?
I've heard everything you've been saying. Your pillow defense is not great.
No, we figured it's fine.
We figured it's fine. We'll do it.
Very well, I'm sending you the address of Triple P along with a drop-off location. You have 24 hours to drop it off.
Okay.
And then the line goes dead.
See, it's so much more relaxing when they say 24 hours and they just cut off, because my head's on the line. We just grab this thing, we fuck it up, we grab the other thing, we leave. So this is what I like. It's called being your own boss. It's like a pyramid scheme, but, flat. So not at all like a pyramid scheme.
No, that's not.
That's not
Right.
how that works, Imago.
Whatever. Let's just
A planes scheme.
It's more of a foundation scheme, right?
Ugh.
It's
It's not
So,
really a scheme if it's just us trying not to die because we're getting a piece of electronics.
But that's the scheme. Don't worry about
Well-
it. Don't worry about it. Quantum mechanics.
well, shall we make our way there? I mean, let's just take a stroll. Let's just take a drive. It's
Yeah,
early in the morning.
You know.
Is it raining?
Actually, I would say at this point, we're looking at probably 5 or 6 in the evening. So if you want to get there before this place closes, you pretty much have to go like now-ish.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, everyone pile in.
Yeah, and
As
floor
you
it,
do.
mate. But no whiplash, please. Please.
And let me preemptively put you on this map, and then I'll switch it so that the stream can see it. All right, so you guys, as you proceed into the Upper Marina to the address that you were given, you eventually pull up in front of what is essentially a large warehouse complex. There is several gates that lead into the complex, and the one that you're pulled up in front of, but not like actually trying to enter at this point, there is a guard shack where there does appear to be a uniformed individual sitting at the guard shack. But when you look past that into the warehouse itself, you see that this is a 3-story tall warehouse. You see that there are various trucks on standby. There's a few cargo containers. There's a small parking lot. But probably the big thing, or the two big things, is that I've gone ahead and you see those like red rectangles on the map. Those are
Yeah.
all cameras.
Mhm.
The other thing that you're noticing is that there are actual treaded security drones just sort of patrolling lazily across the lot. Now, these security drones are basically a 2-treaded vehicle at the bottom with an observation camera and a heavy pistol or a heavy SMG basically on a swivel so that the treads can go any direction and the gun and camera can face any direction separate from the treads is what I'm trying to get at here. You see about 3 of those, but aside from that, you don't know what's inside the building. It just looks like some place that you would store crates, equipment, etc.
Well, before we kind of pull in, right, to the security thing, we're kind of going around the block a few times, checking out the perimeter, see if there's any weaknesses on the walls, points of entry. At least that's what Judge suggests from a tactical standpoint.
Yeah, let me actually drag one of your guys' token onto the map here so that you can see up top. Let's do Duke. So Duke, let's put you up here. Hopefully now you can see the upper part of the map.
Duke can, we can't.
Huh, because I can see it on stream. Let's try if I duplicate Duke's car. Can you see everything?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, there you go. But yeah, you're seeing more security drones, more security cameras. You're also seeing that where the dumpsters are located, where all the trash, the empty pallets, etc. are located, there does appear to be a rickety staircase that leads up to the roof of the building, but you also notice that there is a security camera specifically looking at that staircase.
Right here, yes?
Yep. And you're also seeing a few windows into what could be offices. You do see in that sort of far right area over here, you see somebody at a desk working away. You also see into what could be a conference room in the next room over. And there is a door next to the camera that's looking at the staircase. But even though it seems to be made out of a transparent material, you could probably just guess that it's not going to be as easy just walking up and going inside.
So this is a good entry point right there. Can you guys see my ping?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. No cameras. Security drones are kind of doing the rounds, but it's unguarded. Gives us access to the potential roof. I kind of, from my backpack, my carry-all, I bring out the grapple gun that I recently purchased. It's brand new, and say I can get up top and inside.
Before we do that, though, Phoenix, can you how close you got to get to deal with those cameras and/or those drones?
I mean, as long as I have access to the access point, it shouldn't be a big deal. I can take a look at the network and see what's available. I just need a bit of a safe spot so I can kind of just hold up and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, why don't you, I forget what it is. I believe it's is it your interface or is it your perception? I never remember. To find an access point.
Search for
Isn't it like a tech scanner? Isn't it like an item or something?
Well, for
That is
netrunners, when they're
different.
looking for an access point specifically, there's a specific action they have to take.
Ah,
And
right.
that is
okay.
why it is. Everything is on interface. That's why it's not a fun stat to deal with. Like even finding access points is just a straight up regular ass interface roll.
Well, but now we're homebrewing it, right? So it's in plus.
Well, it's interface plus int, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me updated interface. Let's see what you get. A 19.
Nice.
You don't see the access point, but you do have a good idea of where it probably is. Specifically, that if it's meant to encompass this entire area with its extended range, you're probably looking at something maybe in this conference room that you can hopefully see where I'm pointing at.
Yeah.
So something in this room is probably where the access point is.
Okay. That shouldn't be terribly difficult to get close enough to actually be able to access it. But it means that I'm going to have to find a way to get inside to get into that conference room so that I can deal with it.
Yeah, you can come with me. You stealthy kid?
Yeah, should be fine.
Right on. I'm ready to go.
Shall I just idle out here then?
So you're telling me we're sending Imago in to get the things?
Wait,
by
what?
himself?
Wait, when did this happen?
Well,
if
somebody's
Duke's
got to
staying in the
be.
car.
Yeah, somebody's got to man the escape vehicle.
Ah,
I mean-
shit.
Well, what you guys could try, and I mean, if there's anyone who can sweet talk, it's our local rocker boy, isn't it? Duke can get in and out. Just remember what he did with those beautiful Maelstrom ladies back in the day. Maybe his sweet talking skills and your tech skills can get you guys entry through the main door.
Yeah, I don't think these guys have the same deft intelligence of fruit salad. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna go and fucking do it. I want you to know that. I'm gonna do it fucking well. Alright, Duke, let's rock and roll this thing.
All right, drop me off right here.
So I'll go
Yeah.
with,
So let me actually move your tokens to where you're getting dropped off. So Judge, you're up here to the top left. Phoenix, I assume you are also there.
yeah.
And then the rest of you are going to remain in Duke's car as you presumably pull up to the gated gate. That's a word. The guardhouse. That's the word I wanted. And as you sort of pull up to the guardhouse, Imago and Imago and Duke, the individual inside steps out, and you see that he is an older gentleman. Or at least he's stylized like an older gentleman. He has sort of swept back, gray hair. His uniform is like a rent-a-cop. It's not like official NCPD or anything. He's also wearing white gloves for whatever reason. But he sort of just walks up to the driver's side window.
Well, hold on.
Is it rolled down at this point, or is it still like rolled up?
Before I drive into the viewing distance, right, the viewing range of the guard shack, I want to use my cyberware.
Oh,
So
okay.
what I'd like to do is use my chem skin, tech hair, color shift, and audio vox, and completely change those elements so that I don't quite look the same.
Okay.
Right.
I would like to look the same.
Well, I think I can manage that.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is I'm changing my voice. I'm taking on a more like kind of farmery tan kind of skin tone. My hair color is going to change to blonde.
Okay.
It was already blonde, so like a dark brown or something.
A brunette, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll go with brown eyes, right?
Okay.
So I look different. And then I will idle up
excited
and
for
I will
this.
roll the window down.
And Mr. Nightwatch just sort of leans in a little bit and says, "Ah, you here to pick something up?"
Yes, sir, that's right. We got some information from headquarters, supposed to pick up a prototype or something. Boss wants to take a look at it.
And he says, "One moment." And he kind of reaches into his guard shack and pulls out a physical paper clipboard and begins sort of thumbing through it and says, "Delivery, delivery, delivery. Oh yeah, yeah. You're with Mr. Well, that's odd. That's quite the coincidence."
You don't say.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm John. Like my name is Johnson, but this guy's also named Johnson. That's weird. Yeah. Apparently, I got a delivery pickup for Mr. Johnson here. That you?
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's a small city.
Yeah.
A lot
yeah.
of
And
Johnsons.
I guess Johnson is a very common name.
Yep,
Many
a lot of
days
Johnsons
handling.
just hanging around, you know,
Yeah.
waving to and fro.
Yeah.
Well,
Huh?
he sort of motions past you at one of the loading docks, and he says, just pull up there. You see that woman there?" And he points at what you see is that sort of blue-haired token. That's a dock worker, and he kind of points at her and says, "Go talk to Shirley. She'll hook you up with the night manager, Carl, and we can get you on your way in and out very quickly."
All right, Mr. Johnson, thank you kindly.
And he kind of taps the top of the roof of your car, steps back, and pushes a button that will allow you entrance through the gate.
We'll wheel the driver's side window back up and drive towards the dock worker.
You know, what would be
Manual
really,
windows
really
in
awkward
2050,
if
great.
the actual Johnson showed up in the next like 5 minutes.
Why do you talk? Why?
I'm
why
just-
Do you, why do you?
I'm
use
just
words?
saying it would be really funny and horrific. And I'm gonna shut my mouth now.
Why
Johnsons
do you
everywhere.
use words? Goddamn big Mako.
So we'll get out of the car and I will sort of not go up the stairs, but I'll kind of go to the lip of the landing, the dock
Mhm.
bay, whatever you call that. Hey, excuse me, ma'am, Mr. Johnson sent me over here. I got a thing to pick up.
And the woman puts down a very heavy crate, or at least it sounds heavy when she puts it down. A big metallic thunk. And she turns to you, and you see that she has two cybernetic arms that are not like super stylized like a Maelstrom Ganger, but they're definitely obvious. And she sort of wipes her brow and says, "Okay, you know what you're picking up, or do I need to go get Carl?"
No, that's all right. We can go inside if that's cool with you.
Well, I will have to supervise you. We've had a string of break-ins recently.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, if you're here to pick something up, and she kind of pats herself down, I don't have any paperwork. Come with me. Let's go see Carl. Shouldn't take that long.
I will sort of reach into my pocket and grab like a cred chip or something like that. I've got like probably 200 ebb on there or something, just for random expenses. Now, look, I understand, you know, you got protocol, you got paperwork you got to fill out. But my boss, man, he's going to tear me a new asshole if I don't get this thing delivered in a speedy fashion. Now, is there any way that we can just sort of, you know, glide all over this stuff? I can get that stuff, and then we'll have my boss, like, send you over the paperwork later? I mean,
Roll me a persuasion here, but I am going to tell you the
Nice.
DV is going to be very high. It's possible, but high. So you may wish to
okay.
spend luck. That's sort of my hint.
Doesn't charismatic the charismatic thing help? It's
It
just
does.
for fans, right?
I was gonna say if she was a fan, it would have worked. But,
Yeah.
Who
a
knows?
21.
Maybe she is.
No, I mean,
Oh,
a 21
nice.
is more than sufficient. The DV was a 20, and she says, no, keep your money, man. Listen, I want to help you, I really do, but listen, Carl's got to stick up his ass. If I let anybody pull anything out of here without signing at least one page, he's gonna flip his shit. And she points to the logo that's on the side of the building, and it's three P's that are sort of interconnected with one another, like in the loop part of the P. And she says, it's the whole triple P thing, the whole precision planning,
Right.
preparation. God, I've been working here for so long, and I don't even remember this stupid thing. Anyway, point being is that Carl has taken it to heart. He has a stick up his ass, and but what I can do is I can have the item ready to go by the time you're done talking to Carl. Is that going to work?
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to have my associate here, Jethro. He's going to talk to Carl and get the paperwork straightened out. And I'll go with you, and I'll lend a hand, getting this thing prepped and ready. How about that?
Yeah.
And first off, it's not Jethro, it's Mr. Tall. Make sure we get that across. Please.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. Whatever, Jethro.
It's Tall. I insist.
the dog.
Don't you have a
ahead.
boss to talk to?
All right, where's Carl?
So as Shirley leads Duke inside and points Imago to the office where Carl is, we're now going to put our attention on Judge and Phoenix. So what are you guys doing as you see at least part of that go down?
I look at Phoenix, and my eyes say I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
My plan is
just gonna follow wherever he's headed, so it's not a big deal.
All
well.
right.
So you're using a grappling gun, right? So I guess I'm holding on to you until we hit the roof.
Yeah. Let me see how much that shit carries, though. 1 sec. Grapple gun.
I think it's like 200 or 300 pounds. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's up to 30 meters in yards. It doesn't say how much it holds, so DM Fiat, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we'll
we
just
can-
say it's
we can
it's
totally do
enough.
Okay.
So I guess we jump the fence or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Approach from this area stealthily, rapidly, like we run the little distance, and then just point up and try to hit the roof, or if I can see another access point, maybe on a window or something that takes me to the second story or third story. We're gonna try that.
Okay. So the one thing I would say is that in order for this to work, there was a camera
Yeah, I saw
over
it.
here.
Yeah,
So I will need a
there's a camera
stealth
right
roll
there.
from the both of you.
Okay. I'm going to spend 2 luck points.
Hey, that's a critical success.
Wow,
Yeah.
Nice crit.
Like full on Batman style, Judge, you get across no problem. And what I'm going to say with that level of success, Phoenix, you can actually take a +2 on your roll. But I do need a stealth from Phoenix.
Yep, I'm gonna add 2 luck to mine as well. Where's stealth? There it is.
Hey,
Nice.
you don't need it. That's more than sufficient. Yeah, you both sort of watch the camera as it pans back and forth, and right as the part where the camera is just not looking at the right angle, you dart past like, Batman in the night. And you imagine diving into a pile of pallets. Not in a way that would make noise, but just sort of to get around the corner by the time the camera pans back over. And yeah, you guys have made it to the side of the building. What do you do next?
Yeah, point
Up
the
we
grapple
go.
gun and yep, upstairs.
So there's that kind of whoosh sound as the grapple gun fires up, latches onto the roof, and you give it a few test tugs. Seems like it's pretty solid.
All right, here we go. Hold on.
All right.
Okie date.
So you two are going to imagine yourselves on the roof. I thought about doing a layered map here, but it didn't really look nice. So just imagine the roof. You see HVAC equipment. You see a roof access over here to the east. Probably that staircase that you saw earlier. But you can actually see into the warehouse itself, and it's a little bit hard to see, but there's 6 skylights here, 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 and here. That's kind of those lit up like rectangles you're seeing.
Yep.
Those are all skylights, so you can actually look down through one of them and see that the dock worker and Duke are currently approaching a stack of crates. And you also see Imago headed towards what's probably that office you saw earlier.
So, Phoenix, I'm here to help you. What do you need to get inside the security system?
I just need to figure out like where I need to be so that I can hit the access point. Once I'm on top of the access point, it's pretty much just keep me covered.
Right on. Where's the access point?
And I'll just sort of point in the general direction of the office areas and kind of just feel like it's got to be in that general area. So we'll just kind of
let's head there.
Over this way.
Try to avoid the cameras, though.
Yep. We're now going to go back to Imago. You're outside the office door. Oh, go ahead.
As I'm walking up, can I start searching terms related to this thing? Because the more I think about it, the more it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Can I let's search on my age as I'm walking up, anything related to this to see get an idea of what we're looking at?
Yeah, you can pull something up. Go ahead and roll me a library search.
Oh boy. As a joke, I made it so he never used the library.
Nice.
So I'm gonna need to put some luck into this real quick. Let's see here. Okay.
A 15. What I would say, Imago, is you basically just find snippets that are similar to the ones I sent you earlier. They don't make sense. They're way over your head. You have no idea what they mean.
Is it real, though? Because the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm wondering, probably nothing. It's probably nothing. All right, let's go talk to Carl.
All right. So, do you just step into the office? Do you knock first?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and kind of knock twice on the door frame.
All right, and a gruff voice says, "Yeah, come on in."
And I would like to just go ahead and walk on in.
All right. Now, Carl himself is a heavier set individual. He has some form of tech hair, and he has it sort of lines through his hair that glow. He has a somewhat of a goatee going on, but he also has that 5 o'clock shadow so that it doesn't look like just a goatee.
Yeah.
And he's wearing what is essentially just a half of a suit. He has the button-down shirt, he has the nice pants, but he's wearing tennis shoes, and his jacket is cartoonishly too small. But Carl sort of looks up and says, who the hell might you be?
I am Mr. Tull, and my associate, Mr. Johnson, is outside speaking with the dock worker. We're here to sign off some paperwork for the release of several pieces of cargo.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Johnson, 1 second. And he starts shuffling through papers on his desk, and finally he picks one up. Yeah, just had a few questions for you to make sure we're giving you the right product, because again, here at Triple P, we value preparation, planning, and precision, meaning that when you buy our products, you never have to come back, even if it's broken.
Oh, all right.
So, first things first. Are you looking for something that can generate power by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, or are you looking for something that can handle the modal interaction of magnetoreluctance?
The first one.
I see. All right, and he starts checking off boxes. And are you looking for something with a prefamulated amulite that is surrounded by a malleable logarithmic casing? Or are you looking in something more of the lines of a spurving bearing that is in line with a panametric fan?
You see, I remember
Words, and I don't know what they mean.
the particular model we're looking for. It's kind of like a throwback to a previous release you guys had done. I think they call it they even called it retro at one point.
You want the retro encabulary? Well, that's very important because everything I've asked so far would have pointed you to the turbo. But let me see, retro, and he actually kind of flips a few pages. Right, so now that we're on the retro checklist, You're looking at some sort of a. Well, that can't be right. Hold on, this can't be right. And he shuffles through his papers more. I do apologize. I actually thought I had the retro checklist here. All I have is the regular checklist and the turbo checklist. My apologies. One of our values here at Triple P is that we're always prepared, so this looks very poorly on us. However, I can do it from memory, if you'll permit me to do so. So,
by all means, by all means.
The retro encabulator is obviously not of advance, but it does have its application, especially when it comes to the Lotus or Delta type in interaction with the panendermic semi-boiloid slots. Now, the problem with that is that if you're looking for something that can mess with the girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters, that's not going to be the retro. You would need the regular or the turbo for that.
That's quite interesting, isn't it?
And he continues to look at you like, well, which is it? Which do you want?
He goes, and the Imago just kind of blinks, and he just goes, "Forgive me, I'm more dealing with the clerical work of this particular position. I don't know much about the technical specifications of the particular model. That would be my associate, Mr. Johnson. I just was informed to get the standard baseline retro model. Whatever's in line with this, that is the one I would like to go with."
All right, very good, very good. The only thing I would say then is I need to know whether or not you need fluorescent score motion. And he looks at you as if this is something like so basic even a child would understand it.
Oh no.
Score motion. And then Imago thinks about it for a second. He goes, "I'm sorry, my boss he is very nitpicky with the most simple things. Once he got mad at us because we brought in a piece of machinery that was goldenrod as opposed to just straight golden. So is that in line with the basic package? Because he told us, he mentioned multiple times, just get the package. When they ask you questions, repeat, just get the retro package. And I'm going to ask you again, is this just with the retro package?"
Well, that's why I asked, sir. The base model, just the model itself, not the package, does not come with a reciprocating dingle arm. But if you get the package, you do get the reciprocating dingle arm.
Oh, okay, well, it's a package. So yeah, it's the package.
Very good, very good. In that case, I'm going to need you to sign here, here, and here. And he sort of shows you a form, and there's a bunch of signature locations. And yeah, you may sign at your leisure.
Yeah, can I know this is not going to go well, but can I at least try to read the forms as I'm signing Mr. Tull?
Oh, yeah. And Cal's already figured out what this is from, but I'm going to give you the full briefing on this.
Oh, God.
And I tell you what, we've
go.
actually been going for about an hour, so why don't we make this our 10-minute break? That way you can enjoy the full, lovely technical jargon that this is. But yeah, we'll be back, everybody, in about 5 to 10 minutes. Stick around.
Please watch the video. It's
These
amazing.
don't sound like
All right, hey everybody. Apparently there's some sort of mix-up with my pharmacy, and they need me to come get some medication before 6, which means I've got about 30 minutes to get dressed and get down there. So unfortunately, we're going to end the session a little bit early today. But the good news is that next week, hopefully Teflon will be here, and we can subject Teflon to the wonders that is the Turbulent Cabulator. But yeah, thank you so much for this short little session. I will see most of you later, but until then, see you stream. Bye bye.
Bye bye.